Hey folks, I'm John P.
And I'm Callie Lewis. Today on Geek Beat Live, is Netflix killing its own revenues?
Starbucks teams up with Google.
The Ring of Power.
George Jetson's car has finally arrived.
And how to create false memories. It all starts now. I love that music.
Yeah, we were boogieing down. How are you guys doing today?
I hope well.
We've been talking about Dr. Pepper before in the pregame show.
The real Dr. Pepper in Dublin, Texas, which isn't too far away from here.
For those of you who don't remember or were not aware, you can always go to geekbeat.tv/live. And we have people live in the chat room who we chat with before we do the show. And by the way, we do this show every day.
Every
Friday at 3 p.m. Dallas time,
so that's
Central.
4 p.m. Eastern. And we also
1 p.m. if you're on the West Coast.
We also are in the chat room throughout the week, not just before this show goes
Yeah,
live.
we're there all the time. Anyway, we were chatting with them.
At least I am.
We were chatting with them about Dublin Dr. Pepper, which was the original Dr. I heard it, but I'm ignoring it. It was the original Dr. Pepper factory.
Yes.
And the damn Dr. Pepper
John P., watch your language.
people sued them out of making Dr. Pepper anymore. Don't get me started. However,
they have a museum, at least.
Adi Kush says they still have Imperial Cane Sugar Dr. Pepper, but now it comes from Plano.
Oh, Plano?
I didn't know there was a Dr. Pepper factory plant thing, bottling plant in Plano.
We need to know more information about this. Please let us know.
I might have to. I might have to go visit.
We could walk across the street and try and figure it out. Just roam around until we find a Dr. Pepper plant. That sounds good.
Yeah, we could do that. Anywho.
So a lot of people in the pre-show have been asking me, begging me to explain what I've been wearing on my arms.
Yeah, because you got a lot of these devices.
You see this, and
you got a couple more on your hip.
Yes, I am.
You can't really see, but.
Well, you can't really see, but I'm also wearing these devices. Actually, I wear in between 4 to 6 devices per day while testing. I'm doing a big special on fitness trackers and heart rate monitors and all sorts of stuff. So I've been testing these and I've been wearing them constantly. Usually I take them off for the show, but
I told her, don't take it off.
Well,
don't change. Don't change just to please me.
Anyway, so that's what's going on there. This is the Body Media. This is the Jawbone Up. Then I have the Withings Pulse and the Fitbit One on.
That's good. Now, moving on.
You don't care, do you?
Mitch actually asked us if we would.
Mitch J.
We've been like, I don't know, you've been carrying these things around. They've been setting them off and everything else.
Well, I actually did. So these, we did an interview at CE Week.
And I said, and I quote, "This is the coolest thing I've seen at this show," and I maintain it still is.
Yeah, it is really cool. I did a review of them, I believe it went out today.
Oh, nice.
And so you can definitely go to geekbeat.tv/live105 to get the link to that.
It's called a Springs, Spreens.
Correct.
Springs.
Right. Give me the close-up, Dave. All right, so when you open it up, you see that you have a video.
Look.
Coming on. It takes like 5-6 seconds for the video to start playing. But it is a video greeting.
I love you.
That's my niece that I'm going to see actually here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You loaded that video of your niece on there?
Yeah.
And now you're showing her to the whole world.
Exactly. It's super easy to load video and pictures and music on here to send to somebody.
You can get all kinds of cards. Yeah. Happy birthday, happy graduation, anyway. You're an a-hole, whatever. Maybe not that last one, but I think they should make one of those so that I can make a video and tell someone exactly how I feel in a card.
Why? Why don't you tell
Yes,
people?
and I will send it to the folks at Dublin Dr. Pepper, at the Dr. Pepper factory about Dublin Dr. Pepper.
Why don't you tell everybody how exactly you feel about your new Land Rover?
I do enjoy it. It's funny, I bought a Land Rover. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's called an LR3. And
sounds fancy.
It's like a massive off-road vehicle. I never thought I was going to buy a Land Rover ever in my wildest dreams, but I went looking for another vehicle, and we ran into that one. It was used, and it was a good deal, and I bought it. And now I'm pimping it out with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like roof racks, brush guards. All of a sudden, I went insane. I don't know what happened.
All right, well, we maybe do a test on John P. and see what happened to him during commercial break. You guys, sit tight, come back.
And get you a Dr. Pepper.
We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Geek Beat Live. How are you today?
I'm John P. and that's Callie Lewis. Just in
he's
case
John
you
P.
missed that.
All right,
You look spectacular, by the way. I love that shirt you're wearing.
This whole thing?
The plaid, it looks good on him.
Yeah, it does. It does. Anywho, it's time to get into some news stories for the day.
Oh, a biggie.
Topping our list, even though we're both using Samsung devices at the moment, Samsung has been accused of cheating.
Again.
Once again.
Yeah, so this isn't the first time that this has come up this year even, unfortunately. But they are saying now that according to benchmark, or according to tests, Samsung kind of fibbed how fast the S4 is.
Here's what theoretically they're proposing happened, and somebody alleged this. Beyond 3D, I guess, wrote something about it, and then Anand Tech followed up with some testing. So what they're claiming is that when you run specific benchmarking applications on the phone, it overclocks the CPU during those applications, which of course would mean that only while it's running that app, it runs faster. While it's running every other app, it doesn't. But Samsung comes back and says, no, that's not a trick or anything.
It overclocks like by 533 megahertz by default in a lot of
applications.
Apps.
That's what they're claiming, although no one's yet seen a list of all these apps that it's overclocking in, so I don't know.
I do hate to see this news come out over and over again. Well, it's only been a couple times, but about Samsung. You know, I mean, I like the company. I hate to see those kind of reports.
Samsung, this is far from the first time that a company has tweaked their applications to make them run faster, because people buy based on stats.
Right.
A lot. They're not thinking about, well, does this actually work? Does it do what I need it to do?
But to be honest, I've never bought a device that I felt really matched the specs, you know, like in terms of speed and all of that. Have you?
I don't know.
I think they all fall short.
But there are certain devices like that NVIDIA Shield we just took a look at, where speed matters. I mean, if I'm going to buy that thing, it's got to be a really good gaming rig. But again, the question isn't what do the specs say. The question is, what's it like when you use it, which I think is also a good reason that you keep an eye out for reviews on these products, because they could claim anything in the specs. Until you have someone who you trust who takes a look at it and tells you whether it works well or not, you don't really know.
All right, so this is next one I'm very excited about, actually.
Gee, wonder why.
Netflix has decided to release user profiles. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So John P. and Holly and I share a Netflix account. We won't say that publicly, but we do.
We won't say that publicly, although we just said that on nationwide TV and international internet broadcasts.
So here's the story. The other day, a couple weeks ago, I log into Netflix and I'm like, where is my TV show? Where is it? And I notice there are only like a handful of videos left in the instant queue. And I think, I wonder who did this. All the things I was watching gone out the window.
I didn't know you were watching them.
Cleared out the instant queue.
Well, there were 100 things in the instant queue.
I had like 5 that I cared about.
Let me tell you something. It's no longer instant if there are 100 in there, okay?
All right, so here's the deal.
No
here's
idea.
why I'm telling you this story.
It's okay. went into my office and threw away a bunch of my crap too.
That's right. I do this to everybody. I clean it all out. I just do it.
Here's why this matters. Because Netflix just launched user profiles, which allows us to have the same account but differing instant queues and, more importantly, well, maybe not more importantly, depending on your preferences, your ratings, your personalized suggestions, if you will.
Yeah, but that means now I won't be able to see what everybody else is watching in the house, so I can see whether I need to keep up with it or whatever.
You could go log into their user profile to check it out.
No, Holly keeps me logged out of her stuff. She will not give me the password. I don't know what's going on.
I think that's a fantastic thing, but I do wonder if Netflix is kind of biting themselves in the butt because more and more people would share that way.
I don't think so. I don't think so. People don't really share. Only families share. It just doesn't.
Cheap people like me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that means that Jillian won't be watching, beach bombshell blonde.
That's right.
With bazookas.
Exactly.
That's right. I will.
Exactly.
I will, though.
Yeah.
Jillian is
by the way, just in our defense, okay, the whole reason that I use her account is because I didn't want Netflix in the beginning. I had no interest. And she was like...
It is my account, by the way, he said.
It's her
account.
He's
the one who deleted all the stuff I had in there.
It's her
Just
account.
saying.
But I also added a lot of the stuff. The funny thing is she's only talking about like the maybe 3 things of hers I deleted. I deleted like 90 of mine to clear it out, okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. I accidentally got some of yours while I was cleaning it out. Anyway, what happened was I didn't want Netflix, and she's like, you need to try it. And I'm like, I'm not going to try it. And she like logged in.
Pay for that.
She logged in as something on one of my devices, and she's like, "Here, you could try it."
Yeah.
So then I started looking at it, and then I had things in the queue, and if I went and set up my own, well, now I have to redo all that crap, and so that's how it started. But we do this all the time because we have so many things to test that we often just set up a single account, and like everybody here uses that account to test that service,
All right.
John.
I know.
We have spent enough time on Netflix. It is time to go to Starbucks and...
Is it time to go to Starbucks?
Google?
Yeah.
Let's go to Starbucks.
Speaking of $8.
AT&T has been providing Wi-Fi in every Starbucks everywhere, but now...
A lot of you go just to work.
Now, AT&T's out of there. Google is coming in.
Indeed.
But it's going to be Google free internet. However, it's going to be connected using Layer 3
communication.
Is it layer 3? I thought it was level 3.
Level 3.
It's level 3 communications. I assume what's going to happen is they're going to bring level 3 fiber to the Starbucks and they're going to hook it into the backbone.
Yeah,
That's
I think so.
just a guess.
So they're claiming that the speeds are going to increase with this switch by 10 times.
Or 100
if you're
in fiber areas. Yeah.
100 times. So look forward to getting more done while you're drinking your coffee or tea or snacking on some biscuits.
Yeah.
What do they call them at Starbucks? I think they call them something fancy.
Banana walnut bread.
Yeah, I know. Scones.
Yummy. Scones, that's the word I was looking for.
Okay, we're out of time, but we have one last quick update about Zynga. You know, the people who do like Farmville and whateverville. They used to have like 80 million users. That's cut in half. Like nobody's playing Farmville anymore, and
I can't imagine why.
The company originally thought that they would open an online casino where people could actually gamble for real inside Farmville.
They launched this as a test in the UK, but
they're shutting it off because it hasn't helped.
They thought, they figured out this is not actually going to be a viable solution for the future, so they killed that. Well, they're still kind of leaving it open, but everywhere else they're not going to be continuing.
So much for the short update on that. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, but before we go, it is time for the Fame Spot of the Day. What's our question? She didn't even know because I'm making it up on the fly.
What is it, John?
The question is, are you more or less likely to go to Starbucks now that they're switching over to Google connectivity instead of AT&T?
That's a good question. Head on over to geekbeat.tv/famespot to leave your video message. I know what video message I'm going to leave. I'm still mad at you about Netflix.
Hey folks, welcome back. It is Geek Beat Live.
That's John P.
That's Callie Lewis.
I hope you guys are doing well today. We're just going to get right into gadgets. And,
it is gadget time.
And apps and all sorts of good gadgety stuff.
Okay, well, the first one is quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, it really is. So, I mean, we've been talking a lot about 3D printing, right?
And in fact, last week we talked about how 3D printing would give you cancer.
Exactly. So now
kill you or
you
something.
don't have to live with 3D printing and live with the cancerous machine. You can just head on over to UPS store where they will have it there for you. You can do your printing, leave.
And give them cancer.
Exactly.
Actually, you can't do this quite yet, but starting in San Diego, they have 6 stores where they are installing Stratasys, which is a more kind of commercial version of a printer, and it probably is, like higher resolution, faster, blah, blah, blah. You can go in there and you can use their 3D printer to print your junk.
Exactly. It has more options in terms of material that it'll feed through and everything. So
maybe multiple colors or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like you said, only 6 for now. But hey, that's a good start. I think they're all going to be in the San Diego area.
Well, yeah, for now. But I guess if they can make money at it and it's working out okay, then they'll start rolling it out to others.
It's
that would be
a brilliant
cool.
idea.
I like it. I like it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. Next up.
Maybe a brilliant idea, maybe not.
Not maybe. Definitely a brilliant idea.
The Ring of Power I talked about in the teaser. This is an NFC ring that's on Kickstarter. It's gone crazy already.
It's over in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Good day, mates.
I like their accents.
I know you do. We have a call with someone from the UK on Tuesday.
Oh, that's true. I'm so excited.
Yep.
So they started out with a $45,000 goal and have already reached over $200,000. But basically, this is a ring. NFC is near field communication. It allows devices to communicate with each other wirelessly, essentially.
Why no one else has thought of this, I have no friggin' idea.
I don't know either.
Think how awesome this is. They're actually talking, it's a real ring.
Correct.
You put it on your finger. But since it has an NFC chip built into it, like imagine if you have an NFC-enabled phone, whenever you pick it up with that hand, it could automatically unlock your phone for you.
Yes.
Or when you go to a car with NFC, as long as your hand reaches for the lock, it would unlock the door for you. Or I don't know, you can make a purchase by swiping your hand over something or whatever.
Which also leads you into the scary part of NFC, the ability to just swipe and do something without meaning to.
Yeah, and accidentally giving...
Things aren't really that easy to swipe. You
know?
No,
I mean, you usually have to confirm somehow.
Yeah, you have to confirm. But this is, I don't know if you caught the video portion of this, but there's basically a private section and a public section. So like the private section, for example, you would use to enter your own house. That would be on the inside of your hand, and you would hold it up to the keypad to allow entry there. So a little bit of differentiating.
What if it accidentally spun around on my finger, because my finger is like my knuckle's bigger, so my ring spins around?
Well,
and what if I use the public one privately and the private one publicly?
I don't know, John. Maybe they have thought about that, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, well,
very cool idea.
Speaking of mobile things that are very, very amazing and kind of Kickstarter type projects going nuts.
Yeah, this is kind of a Kickstarter show.
Ubuntu. I never know how you say it. Is that how you say Ubuntu?
Ubuntu. No, Ubuntu.
Anyway, that Linux operating system, that company has decided, you know what, we're going to build the most badass phone ever in the universe of history.
Not just a phone, this is the ultimate in convergence technology.
Multi-core, like quad-core CPU, 4 gigs of memory at least, 128 gigs of storage at least, 4.5-inch screen, 720p, NFC support. But you know what was really awesome about this? They're giving it a sapphire crystal screen so it can't be scratched.
Nice.
Okay?
And how expensive is it?
Well, it's only, that's the thing, it's not that much, but...
Well, I think they were in like the 400,
No,
500
they're like
range.
800. It's like
800.
But it's an Indiegogo project Now, they said they have to raise $32 million to make these things.
Like within 10 days, they raised $7.8 million.
Yeah, but here's my question, okay? They need 32, and they're at, let's say, 8. They're only 25% of the way there, and you got to figure that most of the people who'd be willing to do this have jumped in fairly early. I don't know that this one's going to make.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Even if they get to 20 million, they still have 10 million, 12 million to go. So I think it's very cool, but I don't think it's going to make.
Did you guys clarify that this is a phone running Ubuntu?
Oh, yeah. Well,
it also runs Android, like it dual boots.
It dual boots.
And so it's a freaking computer.
It's a computer, basically. It's a phone / computer. You bring it home. Format. You plug it into your desk. You use a keyboard, mouse, all that.
This is really just the next step to the Atrix that we saw at CES a couple years ago.
It was a little ahead of its time.
Yeah. So very interesting. But
unfortunately,
we'll see.
The general consumer market doesn't want to run any Linux type operating system because there's just not enough apps and support, and it's harder to use. So this is really for hardcore geeks. But if you're hardcore, you better go support that thing because they're not going to get to 32 million otherwise. All right, we're out of time.
Yes, so we're going to move on to commercial break, and then
we're going to take a quick break where before we go, you're going to call in to geekbeat.tv.
Can they do that using their Ubuntu phone?
Yeah. Call in to geekbeat.tv /
Fame Spots.
And you're going to tell us if you're more or less likely to go to Starbucks when they switch from AT&T to Google Internet.
Welcome back to Geek Beat Live. How are you today? I keep asking you because I care.
Is that why, or because you don't have anything else to say?
No, because I care.
It seems almost habitual.
Okay.
Like if you asked me how I was as often as you've asked them how they are, I'd get annoyed.
How are you today, John?
I should not have told her that.
How are you?
Okay, it's time for us to talk about web stuff.
So you know that quadcopter that we had in a while ago?
How could I forget?
The one that you tried to fix?
I just gave an update on that, and it is working again.
Oh, well, you know who got it working before you did? Were a crew who actually took the DJI Phantom out to a city, well, a long-lost city called Bodie in California.
Bodie, California.
It used to be a boom town in the late 1800s.
A gold rush town.
A lot was happening there. Now, not so much.
What they did was they took a DJI Phantom with a GoPro, I'm assuming on a gimbal, okay? And they flew it over the ghost town. See how smooth that is? That's only, you can only do that with a gimbal. But anyway, they flew that thing over the ghost town and captured these remarkable shots. Very cool.
Very, very cool. You can see kind of, that it is a ghost town. Just for a little history, in 1912, there was a major decline, and then by 1920, they only had 120 people there. And then in World War II, 1942, the last mine closed.
But it's coming back because I'd like to announce right here on today's show, I have bought the town of Brody.
Congratulations,
and we are going to build a metropolis there on the ruins of that old...
I think we might need to have some construction going on there.
I was told it was an excellent investment.
I'm sure you were.
So...
And have you been able to reach these people that told you that?
No, I haven't really... But they were busy, and I think they were going out of the country for a little while. I'm not really sure what happened, but I'm sure they'll be back really soon because I did send them a really big check.
And it cleared already, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a money order because they had a problem with processing some check or something. I don't know.
Well, what if you could forget or maybe alter that memory of sending the check, or maybe they altered their memory and didn't remember receiving it?
Like Total Recall?
Exactly. Have I seen Total Recall?
No, I don't think you have. But I'll implant the memory for you later.
Okay, good. So scientists have actually figured out how to change memories in mice So what they've done is, these are scientists at MIT. They've basically taken mice. There's a room that is kind of a safe room, and they altered the neurons in the brain to tell the mice that when they were there previously, they were shocked, like electrocuted.
That's a very nice thing to do to those mice.
Poor mice.
And by the way, when we say scientists at MIT, what we mean is NSA agents. And when we say mice, what we mean are human beings. And when we say implanted memories, what we mean is destroyed your mind. But other than that, the story is very accurate.
Right. So this is very interesting. I guess they are basing the fact that it worked on the mice wouldn't go near that location again, which just makes total sense.
I guess.
Poor mice. But hopefully they're not going towards the human aspect of this anytime soon, because that scares me a little.
I am announcing on today's show that I have funded research into this particular topic. We are taking the exact...
That's what we're doing in Bodie.
That's right. We're doing that in Bodie. That's why I invested. See how I bring these things together?
That was brilliant.
Okay, well, speaking of bringing things together, Earth is dying.
How is that bringing things
We are
together?
all going to die.
In like 1 billion years.
Yeah, but 1 billion years, hey, it's not a trivial amount. We used to think that it was going to take much longer, but now scientists have realized that the way that our atmosphere is formed and the way that the sun is dying out or whatever, basically what's going to happen is in 1 billion years or so, the sun is going to turn all of our water into steam, fog up the whole planet, and it'll be just like Venus.
Nice explanation. I have nothing to add to that.
I didn't think so.
Plus,
okay.
I'm very upset at somebody in the chat room who just said I was 37.
37?
Ouch.
Wow.
Whew.
You look pretty good for a 37-year-old.
I'm feeling a little old. All right.
That was Mitch who said that. United 482.
All right, let's move on to hacks and cheats. So while I'm on the my private yacht, soaking up the sun and making myself look older,
I'll be hacking it.
So actually a team of students got together with somebody, it's a crew who own a yacht, and they decided to hack the GPS satellites to veer this boat off course. So they literally made it happen. The video kind of shows the course going off course, the boat going off course.
Now let's be clear. The owners of the yacht knew that they were trying to do this to them.
I said they got together with them.
Okay, and the students, so they all had permission, but yes, they were able, they basically set up a false, untrusted, kind of fake GPS satellite thing to throw it off.
So what's interesting is that the crew didn't realize, they knew this was going to be happening, but they didn't know anything was wrong because obviously you can't tell anything in the water. So if your instrument, if your technology is not showing you correct, then they have no clue.
Pirates could steer you right into their waiting trap. And by the way, when we say students were doing this, what we mean is the NSA. And when we say it was a private yacht, what we mean is it was some private citizens' vehicles. And when we say pirates, we mean the NSA is going to steer you into a trap and murder you.
And they're all parked in Bodie.
Yeah, and they're all in Bodie. But other than that, the story is extremely accurate.
And they're going to alter your mind while you're in Bodie, right?
Extremely.
So just so you know, the military, stuff is all encrypted and everything, so it shouldn't be affected.
Now, let's talk about a little more about hacking, because if you happen to be a hacker and you're in San Francisco and you've been trying to get a decent table at a restaurant, but you couldn't because you can never get reservations quick enough, never fear, because a programmer by the name of Diogo Monica, wow, that's a tough one, Diogo Monica, wrote a script, or he turned a bot that he's given away the source code so that you can hack into the systems and make reservations the second those reservations open. And the reason he did that was because apparently everybody else had already done it, and he couldn't get any reservations until he wrote his own bot so that he could get a reservation.
All right, so we're going to go to a commercial break. You are like hyper. Did you have a bunch of coffee? We're going to go to a
5-hour
commercial break,
energy.
and I'm going to go put some face cream on. I'll see you in a bit.
Welcome back. It's Geek Beat Live, people.
I'm Callie.
I'm John.
Now I don't want to talk because you made fun of me last time. So, before we get into robots, we are going to head on over to the live chat room. As you guys know, we have a live chat room going.
Oh, we're going to do it before robots?
Questions. Before robots.
Wow, you mean you can actually defray robot time?
I can.
Okay, well,
So-
here we go, folks. What we're going to do...
We want to know where everyone is watching from. So, you guys start chiming in with your city, state,
Tell
country.
us right now, where are you at? Where are you watching us from? There's a slight delay between our live broadcast
But Dave can edit
and
that out.
the internet thing. So here we go.
All right, Lancashire. Why can't I say that?
I don't know. Lancashire, UK.
Hopedale.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. Falls Church,
Hiawatha,
Virginia.
Kansas.
Gothenburg, Sweden.
Warner Robins, Georgia.
Sunny Tampa, Florida, Michigan.
Medan, Indonesia.
Nashville. Calgary,
Calgary.
Alberta, Canada.
Toronto.
Ghent, Belgium.
Guernsey, Channel Islands.
Goral Cables, Florida.
Paducah, Kentucky.
London, good day, folks.
Love you, Cali, Ohio. I love you too, Nicole.
El Paso, Texas. Wichita Falls.
Brisbane, Australia,
G'day.
Michael. Jacksonville,
Lisa's in
Alabama.
Jacksonville, Alabama. Middle of nowhere, Texas.
Nice. Gothenburg, Sweden. Did you say that one already?
Yeah, I did. Hudson, New Hampshire. Birmingham, Alabama. Imatra, Finland. Bristol, England.
Louisville, Texas. Dubuque, Iowa. Fallbrook, California.
Miami, Florida. Sparta, Wisconsin. This is Sparta.
Eric S. is behind the Geek Beat TV. Uh-oh.
France, Hamburg, Germany, Frisco, Kirkland, Washington, Centerburg, Ohio, Somerville, New Jersey, Gainesville, Florida. Okay, that's enough,
Wow,
guys.
you guys, we love having you around,
Everywhere.
especially, overseas, and to see that everyone is watching from so far away.
And in all kinds of time zones. Thanks for staying up late and watching every time you do.
Now it's robot time.
Go for it. What do you got?
All right, so, most machines, when they break, they're broken.
Yeah, that's what I like about robots.
Right, well, not anymore.
Ah!
Now, a hexapod has been developed. A team from Paris's Perrier and Marie Curie University.
Pierre and Marie Curie.
This is spelled wrong. I was like,
Pierre
what?
and Marie Curie.
They've created an algorithm called the T-resilience. So, what happens when this robot loses its leg? It will take all this algorithm and it will calculate all sorts of options, and it will learn the correct behavior to continue on a stride that is efficient even with the missing leg. So it takes about 20 minutes for him to do this process. The full video is at geekbeat.tv/live 105. But yeah, so you see he's calculating, and then later he's learned how to walk minus one leg.
So what you're telling me is that they're now making the robots smart enough that when they're eating our brains and we
Okay,
manage
so
to shoot them or
next
do
robot
some
story.
damage to them, they can keep going.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
So this robot actually has taught people how to do calligraphy. Now, in Japan, calligraphy, or the kanji, their characters, is very important to them. They're very rich in history and tradition.
And they're beautiful.
And beautiful.
I mean, the Japanese people.
Women, you mean?
All of them.
So this robot is actually teaching.
I wish I could do that, and I wish I could read it. But I can't.
actually learned how to do my, Yukari taught me how to do my dad's name in
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, what I can do, though, is I can move us on to planes, trains, and automobiles,
Fine.
where I can show you that the first flying car is now actually flying in a car.
Yes.
This is what it looks like. It is this thing that kind of looks like an airplane.
And by the way, this picture is from GK Dave.
Yeah, GK Dave went, he saw it. So this thing took to the air for the first time at the EAA Air Venture Show in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, where GK Dave was watching it. It can travel over 410 miles at a 100 mile per hour cruising speed on its single push propeller. And once it lands, the wings fold up. They take about a minute. And then it can move under its own power like a rear-wheel drive car up to 65 miles an hour.
We did this.
It actually.
Well, we talked about it.
But
we talked about it. It was more conceptual than.
But that's it. It is literally flying. It has an FAA number, an N number. It also has a car license registration,
so
license
I want to know
plate.
how much this is going to cost me.
Well, you can pick one up for $280,000 with
That's
a $100,000 deposit.
John, trade in the Land Rover.
Yeah, I'll just trade in the Land Rover and I will get a pilot's license.
Right.
Or not. Next up, this is awesome.
I like this one.
This is
I peeked ahead on this one.
over in Israel, in Tel Aviv. They're developing a new public transportation system that's kind of like a subway, only it's above ground.
And isn't it magnetically controlled?
I was going to say it's kind of like a maglev train, except that the maglev things are hanging beneath the rail. Anyway, look at this.
So if something happens and all all hell breaks loose, then these things could fall on us.
Yeah, they'll just come crashing out of the sky.
Nice.
No, what happens is they build these there's like a couple of levels, right?
Yep.
And so what you do is you pull up an app on your phone and you kind of book a Skytran car to pick you up in one location and drop you off at another, and you wait there at the little thing, and this car comes zipping up like George Jetson's. You hop in, and then it whisks you to your new location like that. And when you need to go straight, it keeps going straight for a long distance. But when it needs to make a stop, then what will happen is
It'll veer off to the right.
It'll go down like this. See, that one kept going through. This next one comes down, picks people up.
It's like the hub lane, or like how those work.
Yeah, kind of like that. But you merge. It goes down to pick people up, then it comes back up to merge with traffic. I think
should be
it's
about
awesome.
paying for a cab.
Yeah, about like that. But
I think
much
that's really
cooler.
cool. Yeah.
Much cooler, and you book it with an app. So
would you do it? That's the question.
I would definitely do that. The other question is, would you go to Starbucks more
You
or
haven't
less?
let me put this question out.
Sorry,
to
go
anyone.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I don't want it anymore.
It's all yours. You do.
No.
Just head on over to geekbeat.tv/FameSpot and let us know what you think about Callie's attitude during today's show. Somebody's phone is ringing.
Welcome back.
in the show.
Our producer, even though he tells us to take our phones off, he doesn't do himself.
That's because he's the producer. He can do whatever he wants.
All right, it is unboxing time.
It is indeed unboxing time.
So you're in control of the boxes.
Oh, you want me to get a box? Okay.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Well, do you want to start with something small or something big?
Let's start with something small.
Or something medium?
Small.
Okay, we'll start with something small. Here is a small box.
Okay, let's see what's in it. Golf Sense, a revolutionary 3D motion sensor?
I have been waiting for that.
What? It looks like a, yeah, you have to open it.
It's a golf glove
That tells you what? Your speed?
Yeah, so no, what it does is it's a golf glove, or actually it doesn't look like a glove. It looks like something that sticks on your glove.
Oh, it sticks inside
That's a pretty
of
cool
it.
package. Look at that. That has a hard plasticky shell thing in there, which I've never seen before. So here we are being all like interested in the box, okay? But
That's part of
that's pretty
unboxings.
cool because it's got like this plastic thing in the box.
Really? You're excited about plastic?
Yeah, but it's part of the box.
Okay, so
I've never
this
seen that
is-
before. Okay.
This is the Golf Sense. It looks like it just attaches 2. Oh, look here. This would go like,
Oh, around your
Around it.
palm.
and there's a button here. What do you think the button's for?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's got to be like for
So what
turning it
kind of
on.
information does it give?
So here's the thing. Okay, there's a little base, and it's obviously got a couple of pins here, which match up with this. So I'm assuming we stick this on here to charge it, and maybe to transfer the data into our computer with it.
Yeah, maybe. So it gives you the club head speed, the swing path, the posture, and azimuth.
Yeah, I have no idea how this works, guys.
Also tempo and swing plane.
I am terrible at golf, but I am looking
What are you
forward.
talking about? You used to play golf all the time, didn't
I know.
you?
I'm looking forward to giving that a try and seeing if it can actually improve my swing or teach me anything about my rotten swing that I don't already know.
In fact, you're doing an entire golf episode.
I am indeed.
Soon. So
I am indeed.
If you're interested in a particular thing, let us know.
Okay, do you want a small, medium, or large package?
Medium.
Okay, medium it is. Shut up, Dave. This is the medium
That's
package.
medium?
It's the
What's
medium
our
package.
large?
No, we've got a large one coming up.
Okay. Looks like a bag.
That looks
with
like a bag.
With a timely name
Chrome.
called Chrome.
It's a chrome bag. It looks like it's a messenger bag. So we open it up. Oh, this is a nice rubberized kind of interior. So I'm assuming it's kind of weatherproof. It's
Oh yeah, it looks like it.
very durable.
There's absolutely no chrome on that bag.
I don't know. Well, yes, we haven't gotten to that yet. Now inside, it's a nice big pocket here. Kind of hard to see. We don't have a lot of light and it's black. But there's also a
Studio when
neoprene,
we don't have a lot of light.
a lined neoprene zipper case in here. So like, you know how you can buy those neoprene
Yeah.
sleeves? This one
So
has
that-
one
it's just
sewn
built
into
in,
it, which
so
I
you
like.
just throw your iPad in there and
Oh,
it's good
this
to go.
opens up. Let's see here. Yeah, this opens up and pins and stuff, and there's a zipper inside for a big whatever. And
Cool.
I don't know.
All right.
And
so
then
that's
flaps
chrome.
here.
Oh, and then this is really interesting.
This is the best part of all.
This actually is a buckle.
It's like
Look
a
at that.
car buckle.
It looks like a car buckle. Just snap it right in.
Here, let me see it. Let's see how this goes here. Do you put this over your head, or what do you do with this?
I'm not really sure. Yeah, maybe like that.
Like this.
Yeah,
Oh, here
that
we go,
looks-
here we go.
That looks right. You could do
Wait,
this.
I know, I'm gonna do that. So this one,
Just slip your arm under.
I can't, I'm not a contortionist. Goes like that. There we go.
Hey, is your
Okay.
table in its upright position?
Yes, my tray table is upright. I like it actually.
Interesting.
I really like that.
Huh.
That feels good actually.
Well, why don't you leave that on while we unbox
Okay,
the
all
next
right.
thing?
Small or big?
Big.
Okay. This one's heavy.
Oh, looks heavy. Jeez.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
That is the big one.
What's in here? It's a briefcase.
There's
is it
a
a
case.
briefcase full of money?
Yes, it isn't. That's a different episode altogether. Okay, this is a nice case.
5-second head by Senna.
This came from Senna. It's the new 5-second head, which, as we open up the case,
Is this a talking robot head?
it is not a talking robot
Yeah,
head.
that's what I was hoping
You are
for.
going to see what this is. Now, there's a lot of parts, so we're not going to pull them all out. We're not going to pull them all out because there'll be a full-on review of this, but
Whoa.
this is a joystick with different, that will control different things, and this is the 5-second head. It is a pan tilt
Nice.
head unit. So we would mount a camera right here, and then this thing can be remotely told to swivel like this, and this part of the head will swivel this way and that way, so you can remotely control a camera and up,
Very
down,
cool.
forward, backwards, and everything else.
And isn't it nice we have a jib to put that on?
And we have a jib,
Yes,
so we can
we
try it on the
do.
jib and everything. So you guys look for that full-on review. How are we doing on time, Ken?
We're done. We got
No time. But we got one last thing. So move that out of the way. This is our last package.
Okay.
It's small. And it is
Oh,
the new iFi.
All right, so this new iFi actually works, is made to be integrated with mobile devices. So you put the iFi card in a camera. It's just an SD card
Yeah.
that has the capability to send. It has basically internet capability.
It's Wi-Fi.
It sends the whatever you want. So you take a picture from your camera and you send that picture over to your mobile device, like your iPhone or your
Basically, it saves it in your camera
tablet.
and it saves it remotely at the same time.
Exactly.
So you could be snapping pictures, let's say, and someone else could be sitting on the computer watching instantly what you just took.
Very
cool. I actually used one of those one time at a family reunion event. We had a TV sitting in the other room.
I remember it.
And as I was snapping pictures,
I think that was my hi-fi card that you never returned.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so you guys let John P. know what you think of his inability to
return
keep
things.
Me happy. Yes, no, I don't know.
Okay, guys.
Plus John P. for Google.
And she's google.com/plus Callie Lewis.
Thanks so much for joining us.
And you guys are google.com/awesome. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.